The very first second after waking up in this transmigration, the system prompted me, store 1,000 gene of food and keep my sister-in-law alive. Looking down, I saw that the meat soup in the pot was actually made by stewing animal hide. And to keep me alive, the two women had cut their palms open. Outside, heavy snow had sealed off the mountains, bandits were blocking the door, and the whole village was just watching the show. How am I supposed to break out of this situation? The moment I put on this black ring, pray, it's time for you to panic. Winter had already lasted 6 months, and spring seemed like it would never come. At dawn, the world was dim and gloomy. Howling winds wrapped in icy air poured into the drafty stone house from all sides. In a corner of the stone house, on a wooden plank bed covered with animal hide, 2 women were nestled against my side. Their eyes were hollow and lifeless, as if they had lost all hope. Sister Yin, can we still survive? The girl on the right stared at the pitch-black ceiling, her voice very soft. The woman on the left was silent for a long time before finally speaking to comfort her. It will get better. As long as Lin Yi wakes up, he can join the village hunt, and then there'll be meat to eat. The Lin Yi they were talking about was me. At that moment, I slowly opened my eyes, and fragments of memory surged wildly into my mind, making my head feel like it was splitting apart. Where's this? Damn, it hurts so much. I cried out in pain and quickly shut my eyes to sort through my memories. In my previous life, I was the king of mercenaries, only to be shot in the back by the brother I trusted most. This body I was in now was also called Lin Yi, 18 years old, born in some remote mountain ravine. Huh, little brother-in-law, what's wrong with you? My sister-in-law was both startled and overjoyed, her voice trembling. But I couldn't control myself at all. The violent headache made my whole body convulse, and even my arms stopped obeying me. My sister-in-law propped herself up to look at me, then at the girl's pale face. "Jia, don't scare me." Yin Jihua held back the pain, a few teardrops falling as she said timidly, "Sister Yin, I'm fine." After an hour, I finally opened my eyes again, my mind clear once more. I had actually transmigrated into a world similar to ancient times. I looked at my hands, and my gaze fell on the index finger of my right hand. On the third knuckle, a pitch-black ring was firmly fitted. Wasn't this the very ring I wore back on Blue Star? I thought back carefully when I was betrayed by my brother and collapsed in a pool of blood. This ring had been stained with my blood, and then it transmigrated with me. A line of text appeared before my eyes. Item, Ring of Destiny. Owner, Lin Yi. Storage space, 50 cubic meters. Detection range, +10. Upgrade requirement. Store 1,000 gene of food and keep sister-in-law alive. I could hardly believe it. There were actually prompts appearing before my eyes. Sister Yin, brother Lin is so mean. I'm never talking to him again. Yin Jihua said, puffing out her cheeks. I looked at her in astonishment and turned onto my side to face her. Her fresh orchid-like scent lingered in the little quilt. She was the first to lose the battle, her eyelashes trembling as she turned her neck away to avoid my gaze. I lifted the animal hide. Don't look, you're not allowed to look. She clutched the hide tightly, her voice as faint as a mosquito's buzz. Looks good, love looking, can never get enough of it, I teased. My sister-in-law leaned over in delight. Little brother-in-law, you're okay now? Sister-in-law, I'm better now. You've worked hard these past 2 days. My whole body jolted, and I nearly forgot my sister-in-law was right beside me. Her name was Yi Ruyun, 20 years old, and she had just married my elder brother 3 days ago. On their wedding day, it happened to coincide with the village hunt, and before my brother even had time to consummate the marriage, he went into the mountains with me. Then the avalanche hit. My elder brother was buried, and only I was dug out. I've been unconscious until now. Poor my stunning sister-in-law who had just married into the family. Instead of waiting for her wedding night, she ended up waiting for funeral rites and became a widow in less than half a day. Sob, it's good that you're okay. Do you know your body had already gone cold just now? You scared your sister-in-law to death. She covered her face and wept inside the fur blanket. Sister-in-law, I'm sorry for frightening you. I quickly changed the subject. By the way, who is this pretty girl? In my memory, there doesn't seem to be anyone like her in Bawo village. She's the bookseller's daughter from town. It turned out that after my accident, all the villagers said I couldn't be saved and urged my sister-in-law to give up. She couldn't bear to, so she carried me to town to seek a doctor. On the snowy street, she ran into Yin Jihua being dragged around and sold by her father. He claimed he would trade her for meat, not sell his daughter for money. My sister-in-law brought Yin Jihua home in exchange for 3 5-gene pieces of meat. After hearing it, I was pretty speechless. Sister-in-law, how much food do we have left at home? She shook her head. What have you two been eating these past 2 days? I got up and out of bed, lifted the pot lid, and a foul stench shot straight to my head. In the pot was a stew of boiled to pulp animal fur. Sister Yin stewed the animal hide pants, and we ate the animal hides. Yin Jihua said softly. Sister-in-law's animal hide pants were stewed? Brother Lin, if you're hungry, you can stew mine too. She covered her face and said shyly. It was fully daylight, and I noticed her right hand was wrapped with a reddish-brown hemp cloth strip. My sister-in-law's palm was the same. How did your hands get hurt? Sister Yin was afraid you wouldn't make it, so we cut our hands and fed you our blood, cutting their palms to feed me blood. At that moment, it felt like a bolt from the blue. My mind went blank, and my body trembled lightly. I'll go get food right now. My eyes reddened, and I took down the curved bow and quiver from the wall and turned to leave. No, you just recovered, you can't go out. My sister-in-law cried anxiously. Listen to me, brother-in-law, come back quickly. I acted as if I hadn't heard. If I can't find food today, all three of us will starve to death. I pulled back the door bolt, and the sight outside left me dumbfounded. Damn, what a hellish start. Waist-deep snow blocked the doorway, and the weather was terrifyingly cold. I only took a slight breath, and my lungs felt as if they were being stabbed by ice shards. Even breathing hurt. Sister-in-law, Jihua, I will definitely bring food back. Trust me. I stepped out and closed the door behind me. You must be careful. My sister-in-law's voice chased after me from behind. Brother Lin, Sister Yin, and I will keep warming your bed for you. Do your best. I left the yard and walked onto the main road through the village. Perhaps because villagers often passed through, the snow on the road wasn't too thick. I bent down, scooped up some snow, took a big bite, and fiercely rubbed the rest over my face. The moment I thought of my sister-in-law and Yin Jihua still warming my bed, I was filled with energy. The day before marrying my sister-in-law, my elder brother and I set 10 animal traps outside the village. I wonder if we caught anything. I muttered to myself. Actually, I wasn't confident snowy weather affects accuracy, and besides, all the villages within miles are full of hunters, so there was already very little game left. By the roadside at the village entrance, several women stood in the cold wind, craning their necks as they waited for their men to return. When they saw me, their expressions turned unnatural, and even the atmosphere became strange. Linny, your sister-in-law really is a stunning beauty. Now that you've woken up, you've lucked out. One woman said. Isn't that so? Even outsiders have been thinking about her. Yesterday we all went to see you. TSK, your sister-in-law is really so fair. Aunt Xiang yanked away your fur blanket, and we know everything. The evil of this poor mountain land was laid bare in this moment. My face gradually darkened. Heaven knows how much humiliation my sister-in-law has suffered these past few days. Don't go there again in the future. With a cold expression, I drew my bow and aimed an arrow at them. Otherwise, don't blame my arrow for having no eyes. Aunt Xiang screamed like a madwoman. Lin Yi, we only want to see whether you were dead or not. Who cares about seeing your sister-in-law? A woman who brought death to her parents at home and brought death to her husband after marrying. Even taking one look at her is bad luck. I was trembling with rage and was just about to loose the arrow when a woman beside her hurriedly stopped her. Aunt Xiang, say no more. Linny, you'd better go now. I put away my bow and gave Aunt Xiang a long, hard look. You have a husband too, right? With such a venomous mouth, be careful or the retribution will fall on you someday. Linny, how dare you curse me? If anything happens to my man, I'll fight you to the death. She plopped down into a snowdrift and threw a screaming, kicking tantrum. At this moment, the aroma of meat drifted over from a stone house more than 10 meters away. I had barely eaten in 3 days, and my stomach was rumbling like thunder. In the yard stood a man and a woman watching the show Sun Dabiao and Li Mimi. Li Mimi had some entanglement with this body of mine. We almost got together before the new year. But then the bride price kept rising from 100 jin all the way to 5,000 jin, so I never got to marry her. Heh. Even if you're cured, you won't be hopping around for many more days. Sun Dabiao grinned. What do you mean? Do you really think 3 lousy pieces of meat can get you the Yin family's daughter? The woman Old Eagle has his eye on. Last night, he personally said he was going to kill her whole family. Old Eagle? The biggest bandit on Black Mountain Road, Ko Shandio. Without even thinking, I shot back. You're nothing but a lookout dog on Black Mountain. So what are you putting on airs for? Tell him to come. The old me definitely would have been scared, but now? Back on Blue Star, even presidents had to treat me with the utmost respect when they saw me. Li Mimi was stunned, and the few women were dumbfounded too. Sun Dabiao was a bandit. Who would dare provoke him? Sun Dabiao's nose practically twisted with anger. Fine. Go home, slit your throat, and wait to die? Good dog. The more formidable the master, the louder the barking. I left after saying that. Right now, All I want is for my sister-in-law to eat her fill and eat well. For example, bring back some prey and make a nice pot of delicious fresh meat soup. As for that Kyo, this mighty mercenary emperor, I have 1,000 ways to beat him into a mountain bird. I need to hurry. Sister-in-law and Jihua are still warming the bed for me. I not only have to check the traps, but also search for prey along the way. The paths through the fields were unusually hard to walk on. Sometimes the ground looked flat, but one step in and the snow would come up to my waist. Fortunately, I was familiar with this place, and I lowered my head to look for tracks in the snow. About 10 minutes later, I saw hope a rabbit's paw prints had appeared in the snowy field. Following the tracks for 3 li, I reached Widow River, where a snow rabbit suddenly shot out of a snow hollow more than 20 meters away. Acting on a hunter's instinct, I loosed a feathered arrow at the same instant. The shot missed. I was so mad I could have slapped my thigh in two. A pot of fragrant rabbit meat was gone. Half a pair of beast hide pants for my sister-in-law was gone too. But maybe it wasn't entirely a bad thing. I thought about my sister-in-law with naughty thoughts, then quickly pulled myself together and surveyed the surroundings. On the opposite bank, the black forest stretched along the river, dark and bottomless. On my side, there were only 7 or 8,000-year-old oil pines, piled with thick snow. When the strong wind blew, chunks of snow thudded onto the river surface. I licked my chapped lips. In past years, the fattest fish were always in Widow River. But unfortunately, it was completely frozen over, and the fish had all frozen to death. I turned to go check the traps, but then a flash of inspiration suddenly struck me. Fish. Frozen fish. I took big strides down the snowy slope. In the low-lying areas, the snow was neck-deep. It took a huge effort just to reach the ice. 1 step, 2 steps I probed carefully. Suddenly, my whole body jolted, and my heart nearly leaped out of my chest. About a meter beneath the ice, a huge black carp came into view, at least 20 gene by the look of it. I brushed away the loose snow with my hand and pressed the ring on my right hand against the ice. Take it in. I chanted silently in my heart, and instantly felt a trace of my vitality being drawn away and drifting into the ring. The big black carp was indeed taken into the first level of the space. Haha, I was thrilled, completely unaware of a trickle of blood dripping from the corner of my mouth. Drip, drip. The drops hit the ice and splashed into several pieces, freezing into bloody frost. I froze. Does collecting food require consuming vitality? Thinking of my sister-in-law, who had suffered endless humiliation, who had shamelessly warmed my body while I was unconscious, and even cut her palm to feed me blood for fear I'd starve to death, just to save my life. Damn it, what does a little suffering on my part amount to? My gaze grew even more resolute as I viciously wiped the blood from the corner of my mouth. Continue. In one morning, I searched nearly 1,000 meters of river and gathered more than 40 frozen fish of all sizes, over 200 gene in total. Totally worth it. I was so exhausted my head was spinning and stars were flashing before my eyes, I even hallucinated several times. It was time to go home. I sat on the ice for a while, and the hot breath I exhaled condensed into white frost on my eyelashes, making my vision blurry. Fortunately, after resting, I recovered quite a bit. On the way home, I thought, at 3 gene per person per day, for 3 people that's 9 gene. After removing the guts, the 200+ gene of frozen fish would last at most half a month. Not enough. Far, far from enough. I wanted to check the traps, but I didn't have the strength. I planned to go home, stew a pot of fish, fill up first, and then head out again. And maybe try my luck hunting some live prey while I was at it. Leaving a trail of footprints in the snow for several li behind me, I finally reached the entrance to the village. It was around the time for making lunch, so as I passed by, I deliberately glanced at Li Mimi's house, and the kitchen stove wasn't lit. I sneered and quickened my pace. At my front door, I took 2 fish out of the ring, but when I pushed on the door, it wouldn't open. Jihua must have barred it from the inside. Bang, bang, bang. I knocked on the door. Who is it? My sister-in-law asked nervously. Smiling all over, I said, good sister-in-law, it's me. The people inside instantly lost it, and crying could be heard. Jihua opened the door and threw herself straight into my arms, wrapping her arms tightly around my neck. Brother Lin, it's so wonderful that you came back. Sister Yun was afraid you had just recovered from a serious illness and would freeze to death out in the wild and never come back again. Woo, don't cry, don't cry. I was deeply moved and blew a breath by her glistening earlobe. Jihua, don't you find this uncomfortable poking against you? She hurriedly let go, her delicate oval face flushed bright red. Looking down, she saw 2 fish mouths were poking into the parts of her body that bulged out, one on each side. Wow. Sister Yin, we have food. She shouted excitedly. Let's light the fire and stew the fish. I carried the fish inside. At last, a smile appeared on my sister-in-law's face. Brother-in-law, where did you get the fish? Sister-in-law, when the ice had just set in last year, my big brother and I caught some fish. We couldn't finish them, so we dug a pit and froze them for storage. I brushed it off casually. In front of the stone stove, I lifted the iron pot off and used a fire striker to light the dry grass, stuffing it in among the dead branches. Watching the flames burn brighter and brighter, I put the thawed black carp on. Brother Lin, let me add firewood. Jihua came over with a grin. Okay. I stepped aside and went outside to carry in firewood. I found that there wasn't much firewood left either in this kind of extreme cold. That was undoubtedly fatal. Looks like the afternoon would be busy, shoveling snow, checking traps, hunting, chopping firewood. Not a single one of those was easy. But I live a fulfilling life. Watching the frozen fish on the stove soften as it sizzled and dripped, I cleaned the scales and guts, chopped it into pieces, sprinkled on coarse salt, pan-fried it until golden brown, then added water and put it on to boil. Before long the water came to a boil. The fish soup turned rich and milky white, and the aroma of the broth drifted out through the window hole. Cough, cough. The whole stone house was so full of smoke that I couldn't even keep my eyes open. Sister-in-law, our chimney needs to be cleared. I took out 3 earthenware bowls, filled a large one with fish, and carried it to Yi Ruyun. Little brother-in-law, what do you mean by cleared? She asked with a red face without fur pants. It wasn't even convenient for her to get out of bed. It means the chimney is clogged with soot. Ever since this stone house was built, we've never cleaned it once. How do you do that, Brother Lin? Jihua turned her head and asked, holding her bowl. Find a ladder and climb up there. Then take a stick. Pound it, poke it, prod it, stir it. Once you clear it open, it'll be fine. After saying that, I started carrying my bowl and eating. The speaker had no such intention, but the listener took it to heart. Sister-in-law's face turned even redder, and she didn't even dare reply. This pot of fish soup was made so deliciously. Nearly 10 jin of fish, and the 3 of us finished even the last of the broth. I was stuffed to the brim, full of energy all over, so I picked up the snow shovel and cleared the snow piled up in the yard. The courtyard wasn't big. After shoveling for half an hour, I finished clearing it and then found a wooden ladder and climbed onto the roof. Caught the bamboo pole Jihua handed up to me and started fiddling with the chimney. Little brother-in-law, be careful since it's your first time doing this, don't fall. Hearing the commotion inside the stone house, sister-in-law couldn't help reminding me. Don't worry, sister-in-law. Aren't you exhausted after just shoveling snow? Not tired. Lin Yi said cheerfully. I've still got strength with nowhere to use it. And where is little brother-in-law planning to use all that strength? Inside the stone house, Yi Ruyun fell silent for a moment. She didn't dare respond again. Lin Yi cleared the chimney, threw the pitch-black bamboo pole down into the yard, and climbed back down the wooden ladder. You 2 little ladies, wait for me at home. Carrying an axe, Lin Yi stuck his head toward the room and shouted. A little brother-in-law, why you? Don't call us that carelessly. Yi Ruyun's cheeks were burning hot, and she hurriedly pulled the fur blanket over her head as she reminded Lin Yi. Oh no, little brother-in-law really has that kind of intention now. And this is still broad daylight in the afternoon. What are we supposed to do when it gets dark? Yin Jihua covered her mouth and giggled, her eyes sparkling as she asked Lin Yi, Brother Lin, what are you taking the axe for? There's not much firewood left, so I'm going to chop some, so you can wash with hot water tonight. I'll also see if I can hunt some fresh game to eat while I'm at it. Stay with sister-in-law and don't run around. Lin Yi instructed. Yi Ruyun kept her head covered with the blanket, still hiding and unwilling to show her face, and quickly said, It's enough for us to eat just 1 meal. Chopping firewood is so tiring, and you're the pillar of this family. How could it be okay if you wear yourself out? 1 meal a day? Good sister-in-law. I'll make sure you eat 3 meals a day, with meat at every meal. Lin Yi said with a smile as he strode away. Watching Lin Yi's departing figure, Yin Jihua walked back into the house with a face full of anticipation. Sister Yin, Brother Lin said we'll get to eat meat for all 3 meals. Yin Jihua sat down by the bedside. Yi Ruyun showed her face and sighed. In times like these, even the most skilled hunter can't guarantee a single meal every day, and that's only for a hunter's family. I heard that in some places in neighboring counties, people have already started eating people. Yin Jihua was so frightened that her heart pounded wildly. Anyway, I think Brother Lin wouldn't lie. He's already learned to be bad. A trace of shyness flashed through Yi Ruyun's eyes. Brother Lin is pretty nice. Then why does he still call me little wife? Yi Ruyun pressed her small hand to her face, feeling that the burning heat had not yet faded, then continued, Jihua, take off your animal hide pants and let me wear them. I'm going with Aunt Zhang and the others to dig up grass roots and tree bark. If my brother-in-law doesn't catch any prey, we can still fill our stomachs a little. Oh, the cold wind was biting. Just an hour after noon, the temperature had dropped quite a bit again. Lin Yi followed the river slope toward a bamboo grove. Of the 10 animal traps, Lin Yi collected 9. When he and his elder brother had originally been aiming for masked palm civets and roe deer, but now 9 out of 10 traps were empty. The last animal trap was below the bamboo grove to the north. Detected prey, hog badger. As Lin Yi approached the animal trap, his heart skipped a beat. The detection range of the Ring of Destiny was 10 meters. Could it be? Lin Yi ran to the bottom of the bamboo grove and quickly brushed aside a slightly raised snowdrift. Then immediately lifted up a dead hog badger. This hog badger had thick fur and 3 white stripes on its face. So fat, it had to weigh at least 25 gene. Lin Yi had never been this happy before. Even catching fish that morning hadn't excited him as much as getting a hog badger. In the eyes of hunters, hog badgers were extremely valuable. And although the fur couldn't compare to fox or mink pelts, it was still quite precious. What's more, it had a thick layer of fat that could be rendered into lard. The key point was, sister-in-law could finally eat pork. Lin Yi put the hog badger into the ring, grabbed the bamboo with both hands, and climbed up into the bamboo grove. Detected food, bamboo shoots. Haha. Looking at the vast grove of mozo bamboo, Lin Yi kept shouting in his heart. Mine. It's all mine. Lin Yi started harvesting bamboo shoots, stuffing the plump shoots one after another into his storage space. Forget it, though. If sister-in-law eats too much of this, she'll easily get indigestion. Lin Yi decided to leave the bamboo grove. On a low hill, much of the tree bark had already been stripped away. Lin Yi remained calm, but he was somewhat surprised. In the village's last few group hunts, every household had basically gotten some meat. It had only been a few days, and people had already started stripping bark to eat. If the villagers knew what Lin Yi was thinking, they'd be so angry they'd cough up blood. When everyone had started eating grass roots and tree bark, were you turning up your nose at bamboo shoots for causing indigestion? Afraid the stunning sister-in-law won't be able to poop? Lin Yi walked up to a dead tree and tried to use the ring to store the firewood, but the dead tree did not budge at all. It seemed the ring space needed to be upgraded as soon as possible. Lin Yi knew the ring space was only 50 cubic meters, far from enough to hold an entire dead tree. He could only fell it and saw it into logs before storing it. Fortunately, he had brought an axe and a handsaw. Who knew how long this damn weather would stay cold? Lin Yi chopped for more than 3 hours, until the sky grew dim and stars began to appear overhead. Only then did he hurry back, and it got dark much earlier here than on Blue Star. In Bawo village, dim lights glowed from house to house. Lin Yi had never felt so fulfilled before. In his previous life, he had everything he wanted and could truly be said to have held power over the world when awake, and lain drunk in the lap of beauties. Though he lacked nothing, he often felt empty deep inside. In his previous life, Lin Yi had never started a family. To be precise, he never had a home. In this life, Lin Yi truly experienced what home felt like. That shabby stone house, broken and drafty, wasn't big, yet inside were 2 women thinking of him, willing to wait for him. And that kind of affection was very pure. They sought neither money nor gain, and would rather go hungry than let him go out and take risks. Woof woof woof. Some family's mongrel was barking wildly in the distant night. Lin Yi stepped on the creaking snow, with the rustling sound of the white, frigid wind sweeping loose snow into his ears, but this quiet and peaceful state of mind was soon shattered. Someone had come to the house. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 people. Lin Yi lightened his steps, circled to the side of the yard, and with the help of the snow and moonlight, saw several dark figures. Heh. Sister-in-law Yi, open the door quick. Us brothers have business with second brother Lin. Where's that coward second brother Lin? Don't tell me he went to dig up grass roots and still isn't back? Sister-in-law Yi, are you hungry? How about us brothers each take out 2 liang of meat and let you eat your fill? Bang bang bang. The dull sound of pounding on the door. Behind the stone hut's door, Yi Ruyun could no longer endure it, and shouted angrily, "Are you going to get lost or not? If you don't, my brother-in-law is going to stab you with a knife." Haha, where are you telling us to roll to? Roll into your room, of course. A familiar voice came. From the sound of it, wasn't this that damn Sun Dabiao? Lin Yi's eyes turned cold as he quietly knocked an arrow and drew the bow to full draw. With a whoosh, the arrow tore through the air. One bandit's hand was nailed to the wooden door by the arrow. A pig slaughtering scream instantly rang through the village. Who is it? Which damn bastard is shooting arrows from the shadows? Sun Dabiao pulled out his blade and roared. Brother Biao, who else could it be? It has to be second brother Lin. Another bandit instantly thought of Lin Yi. Second brother Lin. The fat on Sun Dabiao's face twitched, and he immediately felt that things were going badly. They had deliberately chosen to come make trouble after dark, because once they got through the door, no matter how capable Lin Yi was, could he really beat all 5 of them? But they had never expected this. Second brother Lin wasn't home. He was outside. A hunter hidden in the dark and skilled in archery could kill them as easily as crushing ants. Sun Dabiao wasn't stupid and knew there were only 2 paths left. 1. Don't hesitate. Run now, and whoever ran slowest was out of luck. 2. Kick open the door and use Lin Yi's 2 women to threaten him. I can let you run 30 meters first. Lin Yi's voice was like a death warrant, so cold it made their hair stand on end. Killing you here would not only frighten sister-in-law, it'd also dirty my home. Damn it, second brother Lin, don't get cocky. Sun Dabiao turned and ran. The other 3 helped pull the arrow out of the door for their companion, then also took off in a mad dash. Lin Yi appeared from the side of the courtyard wall. He crossed the distance in a few quick strides, drew the bow, and knocked an arrow. Whoosh! A dark figure let out a miserable cry and fell in response. Whoosh! 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 The first 3 bandits were all pierced through the heart with a single arrow and collapsed in the middle of the road, dead on the spot. As for the 4th bandit, Lin Yi's arrow missed its mark and only struck his right chest, the pain making him collapse to his knees in the snow, howling miserably. Spare me, second brother Lin, it was brother Biao. Brother Biao came up with the idea, told us brothers to come mess with your sister-in-law. Don't kill me. Lin Yi gripped the hunting knife in reverse and directly slashed across the other's throat. A steaming mist of blood sprayed a full 2 meters, yet it still couldn't stir the slightest ripple in his heart. He was far too steady. Sun Dabiao was the first to run. He ran toward his home at the head of the village. But the ground was simply too slippery, and after falling 3 times in a row, Sun Dabiao finally felt that something was wrong. Where were his brothers? Sun Dabiao hurriedly turned back to look. On the village's main road, there was only deathly silence. Vaguely, Sun Dabiao saw Lin Yi holding a hunting knife, seeming to smear blood on the dark figures on the ground. Only then did Sun Dabiao truly begin to feel fear. Never before had death felt so close to him. Lin, brother Lin. Sun Dabiao knew that no matter how fast he ran, he definitely wasn't faster than Lin Yi's arrow. As he walked and kept looking back, he begged repeatedly, Brother Lin, people from the same village don't harm each other. This little brother Biao was wrong. Wrong, isn't that enough? Lin Yi remained silent. Sun Dabiao was nearly in despair. Keeping his distance as he backed toward home, he said in a tearful voice, Brother Lin, don't do anything rash. We grew up playing together. Have you forgotten? A few years ago, we even went up the mountain together to roast wild chicken. You can't do anything crazy. Forgotten? How could he forget? Lin Yi's steps were steady, and he sneered, back then, just to eat more meat. You gave my eldest brother a brutal beating, stuffed the chicken's ass into his mouth, and spat in it a few times. Sun Dabiao was panicking. It seemed that ever since childhood, he had always been the one bullying others. But aside from that roast mountain chicken incident, he truly couldn't find a second reason for Lin Yi to spare him. Second brother Lin. Murder is against the law. Sun Dabiao shouted. If you kill someone, the authorities will send people to throw you into death row. Without you, the man of the house, those 2 tender cabbages in your family will sooner or later get rooted by pigs. Fuck you. Lin Yi quickened his pace. Sun Dabiao cried out and started running. Only 50 meters left to home. He ran, Lin Yi chased. There was no way Sun Dabiao could escape. Mimi, open the door. Sun Dabiao shouted at the top of his lungs, but the stone step under his feet was slippery, and he fell flat on his face. Seeing hope, he scrambled over and pounded hard on the gate. Stupid woman, are you deaf? Sun Dabiao shouted, his face red, his nervous heart nearly leaping out of his chest. But in the next second, he felt a chill at the back of his head. He rolled over and sat leaning against the door, looking at Lin Yi in front of him. Lin, brother Lin. Sun Dabiao forced out a smile. Can we talk this over nicely? I did bring people to mess with your sister-in-law, but we didn't actually get to, right? Just say it however you want me to compensate you. I'm willing. Is this about compensation? A cold light flickered in Lin Yi's eyes. How about this? Since we're at my house, don't leave tonight. My wife can do whatever you want with her, okay? I know. You've always liked my wife. It's a pity you 2 didn't work out. So in your heart, you must still feel upset, right? Sun Dabiao had been running and falling so much that he was already exhausted, leaning against the door and panting heavily. Then he added, We're bros. You still hate her, don't you? I'll tell you a secret. She's got skills in bed. Tonight, just take it out on her hard and vent your anger. She thinks she's worthy? Lin Yi was no longer the Lin Yi of before. There were still 2 women at home for him to cherish. Trash like Li Mimi couldn't catch Lin Yi's eye at all. What will it take for you not to kill me? Sun Dabiao shouted at Lin Yi. Lin Yi narrowed his eyes and said, Who said I was going to kill you? Did I say that? You're not killing me. Before Sun Dabiao could feel happy, a size 42 wolfskin boot kicked straight into his crotch. 1 kick, 2 kicks, 48 kicks in all. Sun Dabiao's screams spread through the entire Bawo village. In fact, on the very first kick he heard something burst, but the intense pain that followed made him pass out several times. He was in utter despair. He'd only married his wife at the beginning of the year. His balls burst open today. For a man, this was simply more unbearable than being killed. Lin Yi coldly looked down at Sun Dabiao on the ground and silently pulled out his hunting knife. Compared to his previous life, he was already countless times more merciful. It wasn't that Sun Dabiao couldn't be killed. Killing him would be letting him off too easily. With a swift stab, Lin Yi severed Sun Dabiao's spinal cord. The moment he drew the hunting knife, Sun Dabiao pissed and shat himself, and his burly frame instantly went limp like a puddle of mud. You picked the wrong person to mess with. Lin Yi turned around, leaving behind icy words. Of all the things you could have done, you should never have bullied my sister-in-law. Spend the rest of your life in bed. Or perhaps, you won't even have a rest of your life. Hold on a little longer, don't let me end up eating at your funeral feast too soon. On the way home, Lin Yi felt nothing but sheer satisfaction. Dealing with Sun Dabiao had delayed him quite a while. On the village south main road, Lin Yi gradually began to frown deeply. He had clearly killed 4 bandits. But the 4 corpses were gone. Strange. Lin Yi entered the stone house courtyard. The dim yellow light in the room flickered unsteadily. Lin Yi was deep in thought, still wondering where the 4 corpses had gone. Acting on instinct, he walked to the door and casually pulled a wooden stick from a crack between the stones, then nudged the door bolt through the gap a couple of times. You damned bandits. Yi Ruyun turned deathly pale with fright. Seeing the door forced open, she raised the weapon in her hand. Darling, don't hit me, don't hit me. Lin Yi reacted quickly. Yi Ruyun froze on the spot. In an instant, her stunning face filled with emotion, joy, anger, grievance, fear, all mixed together. Lin Yi was stunned too. What kind of getup is this? In Yi Ruyun's left hand was a spatula, and in her right was a kitchen knife. What will brother-in-law? Yi Ruyun could no longer hold herself together. She hugged Lin Yi around the waist face to face, pressing her full chest tightly against him. She was trembling, and trembling badly. It's okay now, it's okay now. Lin Yi sighed. It's my fault for coming back too late. Brother Lin, did you drive those bandits away? Yin Jihua sat on the bed, wrapped in an animal hide blanket, and asked with a grin. Yi Ruyun sensed something inappropriate and wanted to push Lin Yi away. But Lin Yi deliberately played dumb and gripped her slender waist tightly, without letting go. While holding Yi Ruyun's slim waist, Lin Yi did not forget to answer Yin Jihua, smiling as he said, I drove them away. Yay, Brother Lin, you're amazing. Yin Jihua cheered happily. In the dim yellow light, a blush rose on Yi Ruyun's cheeks as she softly said, Brother-in-law, you must be hungry. Come inside and have something to eat. Lin Yi was startled. There is food tonight. Afraid of being scolded, Yi Ruyun hesitated to speak. Seeing Lin Yi enter the room, she hurriedly stepped ahead of him and served him a large bowl of thick food, bringing it before him. Lin Yi, what is this? The thick food in the bowl was a distinctive dark greenish black, mixed with some unidentified fibrous bits looked like grass roots. Lin Yi looked up into Yi Ruyun's eyes and immediately understood. His sister-in-law must have taken advantage of his absence that afternoon to change into Jihua's animal skin pants and go out to look for food. Sister-in-law, you know how dangerous it is outside, so why didn't you tell me before going out to dig up grass roots? Lin Yi said with knitted brows. I forgot, and I was afraid you'd worry. Yi Ruyun kept avoiding Lin Yi's gaze, clutching the corner of her clothes. Then she gathered her courage and looked at Lin Yi. Actually, it's not that bad. Brother-in-law, want to try it? I want meat. Lin Yi raised his voice. Instantly, Yin Jihua was so frightened she did not dare speak. Yi Ruyun's delicate body trembled, and a layer of mist rose in her eyes. Drop by drop, clear tears began to fall as she trembled and said, I know my brother-in-law wants to eat meat. It's your sister-in-law who is incapable. Tomorrow I'll find a way to get some meat for you, brother-in-law. I don't care, I want to eat it tonight. Lin Yi's voice carried a hint of unquestionable firmness. Brother-in-law, the family really doesn't have any meat. No, you do. Yi Ruyun was somewhat at a loss in front of Lin Yi. It was already so late Where could she possibly find meat for her brother-in-law? Suddenly, Linny laughed. He turned and went out, just putting on a show, then took out the big hog badger caught in the animal trap and swaggered back in. Yi Ruyun and Yin Jihua were dumbfounded. No more teasing, you two. Lin Yi handed the hog badger to Yi Ruyun. Yi Ruyun held the hog badger by its hind leg. It was quite heavy, weighing about 25 or 26 jin, and she had to use both hands to lift it. But, sister-in-law, you secretly went to dig up grass roots and tree bark, which really makes me, your brother-in-law, quite unhappy. Lin Yi sat on the wooden stool with a grave expression and deliberately scared her, saying, not to mention the wild beasts in the mountains, don't forget that your hands are injured. If they come into contact with snow or water, the wounds will fester. When the time comes and it rots through to the bone, you'll lose your life. After saying that, Lin Yi picked up the grass root and tree bark soup beside him and took a mouthful. Ugh! Lin Yi covered his mouth, feeling as if all his internal organs were violently protesting. As this bitter food entered his esophagus, it felt as though a force was pushing it back up. Brother-in-law, you'd better just eat meat later, Yi Ruyun said embarrassedly. Lin Yi shook his head. No, this is the first meal sister-in-law has made for me. I have to finish it. I must finish it. Slurp slurp. Lin Yi ate every last drop. Yin Jihua patted her chest. She had been completely fooled by Lin Yi's superb acting and asked with a face full of anticipation, Brother Lin, what kind of meat is this? Hog badger. Lin Yi thought for a moment, then said to Yi Ruyun, sister-in-law, just skin it and remove the innards and leave the rest to me. This hog badger is delicious, but the smell is really too strong. By the way, the dried chili peppers at home are gone too, right? Ever since I married into this family, I haven't seen any chili peppers. Seeing such a big hog badger, Yi Ruyun naturally felt very happy too, never expecting they'd get to eat meat that very night. I'll go borrow some and come back. Later tonight, I'll roast hog legs for you. Lin Yi got up and left. Hearing the sound of Lin Yi closing the door, Yi Ruyun finally let out a sigh of relief, found a small skinning knife, and began to process the hog badger. Sister Yun, this hog badger's pelt should be enough to make a pair of animal hide pants, right? Yin Jihua asked casually. Yi Ruyun nodded. It can, but badger hide needs to be air-dried, so it'll take quite a few days before it can be made into clothes. Besides, every part of this hog badger is valuable. The fat can be rendered into lard, and the oil can be used for cooking and lighting lamps. I told you so. Brother Lin really does what he says. He really can let us eat meat at every meal. To still be able to eat pork in a year of disaster. Most people probably wouldn't even dare dream of it. Lin Yi going out to borrow chili peppers wasn't just an excuse. Of the 5 bandits earlier, 4 were dead and 1 was crippled, so it definitely couldn't be kept hidden. Besides, Sun Dabiao had been crippled by Lin Yi, and the Sun family couldn't possibly just swallow this humiliation for nothing. Damn, it's really cold. Lin Yi pulled his animal hide jacket tighter and, after walking several hundred meters, turned toward the village chief's house. Bang bang bang. Lin Yi knocked on the door. It was village chief Zhao who opened it. Oh, Shaoyi, I already heard during the day that your illness was cured. You're not having any problems now, are you? Village chief Zhao's name was Zhao Huaigua. He was in his early 50s and quite respected in Bawo village. Lin Yi smiled and nodded. Uncle Zhao, do you still have any dried chili peppers at home? I'd like to borrow some. Yes, I still have some. Zhao Huaigua greeted him warmly. Why are you just standing there? It's cold outside, come in. Lin Yi walked into village chief Zhao's home. Although village chief Zhao's home wasn't as grand as Sun Dabiao's, it wasn't far behind. The courtyard was paved with smooth bluestone, and there were 2 large pomegranate trees planted there. But because of this year's weather, the trees still hadn't sprouted, and their bare branches didn't look very nice. As soon as he entered the village chief's main room, Lin Yi felt that something was off about the atmosphere. Zhao Huaigua found a string of bright red dried chili peppers, about 20 or so hanging on it, without a speck of dust. Has Andy gone to sleep? Lin Yi asked as he took the chili peppers. A trace of melancholy flashed through Zhao Huaigua's eyes, and he waved his hand at Lin Yi, seeming unwilling to talk about it. Lin Yi thought for a moment, then said, Uncle Zhao, if I remember correctly, our village doesn't allow bandits to bully hunters, right? Of course. Back then, I sat down and talked with Koshandio. If the bandits dare bully anyone from our Bawo village, all the hunters in the village will head to Black Mountain Stronghold and shoot them into hornets' nests. Zhao Huaigua froze for a moment, then looked at Lin Yi and asked, Sun Dabiao, bullied you? There were bandits in Bawo village, but only Sun Dabiao. Lin Yi explained the whole story from beginning to end. Damn it, Sun Dabiao even brought bandits from another village. To come to our Bawo village and bully your sister-in-law? Zhao Huaigua cursed angrily. Kill him. Well killed. If Ko Shandio dares mess around, I'll be the first one to refuse to stand for it. Xiaoyi, don't worry and go back. You did nothing wrong in this matter. At that moment, Lin Yi vaguely heard crying coming from the inner room. Uncle, is something wrong at your home? Sai, Xiao Xue is starving so badly, and we don't know if she can hold on until dawn. Zhao Huaigua's face looked awful as he sighed. This girl is only 10 years old. With this natural disaster happening, your aunt has raised her for 10 years with endless care. How could she not be heartbroken? She's cried so much she's nearly gone blind. Hearing this, Lin Yi hurriedly ran out. Although he kept repeating in his heart, let go of the urge to help others and respect other people's fate. Still, Lin Yi couldn't bear it. When Lin Yi appeared again, he was carrying 2 big black carp. Uncle Zhao, hurry and stew this fish to save her. Ex Xiaoyi, how can this be? Zhao Huaigua was shocked. At a time like this, when every household was going hungry, one fish could save several lives. Yet Lin Yi had brought 2 at once. Lin Yi smiled and said, Uncle Zhao, just treat these fish as something you borrowed from me. You can pay me back when the famine is over. Thank you, Xiaoyi. Zhao Huaigua had no way to refuse. This was life-saving fish meat. By the way, Uncle Zhao, I crippled Sun Dabiao. So the Sun family will definitely come make trouble at my place tomorrow. I'm a grown man, so it's no big deal for me. But if they scare my sister-in-law, I won't let them off. I'll go take a look tomorrow morning. Zhao Huaigua understood what Lin Yi meant. Lin Yi returned from the village chief's house. Before he even entered, laughter and cheerful voices were already coming from the small, shabby stone house. Yan Jihua asked, Sister Yan, are you going to bathe later? Way to bring up exactly the wrong thing. Yi Riyun shot, Yan Jihua glare. To be honest, she was a little flustered. Are you afraid someone will peek? Yan Jihua giggled. When you're bathing, you can have Brother Lin stand outside and guard the broken window. It'll be very safe. Yi Riyun, I seriously suspect this girl is doing it on purpose. She says exactly what I'm afraid of. Ahem, ahem. Lin Yi knocked on the door, casually tossed 2 bamboo shoots onto the ground, took off the chili peppers looped around his wrist, and said, My wife really is deft and clever. You skin the hide so quickly. Don't call me that. Yi Riyun's voice was so soft that only she could hear it. With a flushed face, she changed the subject. Where did you borrow the chili peppers? From the village chief's house. Lin Yi took over the work from Yi Riyun's hands. Tomorrow I'll ask the village chief again and have him find an auspicious day for us, so we can hold the wedding together and keep some shrews from gossiping about us behind our backs. Yi Riyun squatted on the ground. Her cheeks red as if she'd been injected with chicken blood, peeling bamboo shoots. Lin Yi removed the badger's entrails. He rinsed the meat with clean water once and placed it on the chopping board. Then Lin Yi picked up the kitchen knife, and with a few quick chops, cut off the 2 hind legs. Lin Yi scratched his head. Roasting pig legs required a grill. He searched around the house and found a fish spear they had used to catch fish in past years, which could barely serve as a substitute. Sister-in-law, help me pound the coarse salt and chili peppers together. Lin Yi removed the spearhead and replaced it with a round wooden stick about an arm's length long. He tested the effect, and it was actually pretty decent. After a flurry of work, Lin Yi coated the pig legs with chili salt and finally lit the fire and set them on the stove. Sizzle, sizzle, the flames beneath the stove flickered back and forth. Before long, drops of glistening fat began to drip down. The fragrance filled the whole house. Lin Yi kept turning them over the fire. The pig legs were finally done. My 2 wives, please enjoy. Lin Yi handed one to Yi Riyun. Eat more. The work you do takes a lot of strength. No matter what, Yi Riyun refused to eat first. Yi Riyun knew that in this freezing environment, even for hunters, getting a meal of meat depended on luck. In her view, this meat should be eaten sparingly, but she was afraid that saying so would make her brother-in-law angry. Lin Yi took a bite. Tender but not mushy, and a pleasant charred aroma rushed into his nose. It tasted pretty good. Lin Yi spoke in a tone that allowed no doubt. The 2 of you must finish this whole pig leg. Yan Jihua secretly looked at Yi Riyun from the bed. In truth, the 2 of them had only drunk a few mouthfuls of grass root and tree bark soup for dinner, so saying they weren't hungry would be a lie. Whoever forces women to eat meat? Yi Riyun simply couldn't win against Lin Yi. Not knowing whether to laugh or cry, she said, People are starving to death outside, and there's no food to be found at all. I don't care about other women. Lin Yi shook his head. My women must eat meat until they're full. Besides, what if it ends up stunted from hunger? Lin Yi mumbled the last sentence unclearly. What do you mean, stunted from hunger? This brother-in-law is acting shameless again. Holding the roasted pig leg, Yi Riyun sat down by the bed and started eating with Yan Jihua. Delicious, so delicious. Yan Jihua chewed the roast meat in big bites. Lin Yi sat beside the stove, watching the two women eat the roast meat, and gradually felt as if he were surrounded by a special kind of happiness. Perhaps this was the simplest and most unadorned happiness of all. Sister-in-law was being watched by Lin Yi the whole time. She began to feel a little embarrassed. After thinking it over again and again, Yi Riyun asked, "Brother-in-law, have you thought about the future?" "The future? When I dig up grass roots with the young wives from other families, everyone feels hopeless. It always seems like there's no end in sight to this natural disaster. And you can't possibly keep hunting game forever. What kind of family can eat meat like this every meal?" Yi Riyun continued, "I heard that outside, a single piece of game meat can be exchanged for a wife to bring home." Yan Jihua felt unbearably shy when she heard that. Yi Riyun had exchanged 3 pieces of game meat for her. Didn't that mean she'd lost out? Lin Yi understood what sister-in-law meant. The famine was severe. If you had meat, you'd eat less of it or not eat it at all. As long as we're guaranteed not to starve to death, that's enough. Lin Yi couldn't help but chuckle and said at once, "Sister-in-law, don't worry. Eat as much beast meat as you want. I'll make sure there's plenty. Besides, I still have some fish. But I can't let you keep it. What if one day you see some pretty girl from another family and trade a few more back for me? Wouldn't this little house of ours be shaken down then?" Yi Riyun's eyes were complicated. Her brother-in-law really must be starving. Just then, there seemed to be some movement from the top of the wall outside the door. "Who's there?" Lin Yi hurriedly got up. Yi Riyun and Yan Jihua heard it too. "Lin Air, it's me, your Aunt Chunhua." Outside the door, Lin Yi looked at the 2 women standing in front of the gate, one of them with 3 wrinkles hanging across her forehead, and he immediately felt displeased. His yard was shabby and small, and the wall was low. Those 2 must have been peeking over the wall just now. One of them was named Fan Chunhua. The other was Fan Chunhua's daughter-in-law, Chen Yujuan. "Aunt Chunhua, what is it?" Lin Yi sized up the 2 of them, his brows gradually knitting together. "Lin Air, what meat are you cooking at home? Why does it smell so good?" Fan Chunhua craned her neck, trying hard to peer through the broken window. Lin Yi blocked Fan Chunhua's line of sight. "Here's the thing, Lin Air." With a miserable look on her face, Fan Chunhua said, "My precious grandson. He's crying from hunger, and there's not a bite left in the house. So, could you lend me a little meat? I promise I'll pay it back." "Lend meat?" And she even promised to pay it back? A cold smile hung on Lin Yi's face. In the whole Bawo village, who didn't know that Fan Chunhua was an old deadbeat? There wasn't a single normal person in her family. Fan Chunhua's husband joined a group hunt over 10 years ago and had his leg bitten off by a black bear, and his temperament changed drastically. Over the years, every time the village returned from a hunt, the village chief would send someone over with a portion of meat, but she still wasn't satisfied and always played the victim and picked a big fight with the village chief. Her daughter-in-law Chen Yujuan was another odd one. When she needed help, her attitude was unbelievably warm, calling everyone brother this and brother that. But whenever she ran into people at ordinary times, she wouldn't acknowledge them at all. "Brother Lin Air, just help us this once." With a miserable face and tears streaming down, Chen Yujuan said, "I'm begging you. You can't just stand by and watch us die? Auntie, Juanzi, begging me is useless." Lin Yi sighed and shook his head. "Whose family isn't suffering from famine right now? The meat in my house has just been eaten down to the last bit. I was even thinking of going to your house to borrow some." "You're lying." Fan Chunhua's face changed, and baring her teeth, she pointed at Lin Yi and shouted, "You clearly still have beast meat in your house. We heard it just now. You were eating pork badger, weren't you? It smelled so strong we could catch the scent from far away." "Brother Lin Air, my mother-in-law speaks bluntly. Don't blame her." Chen Yujuan dropped to her knees with a thud and cried out, "But we're really out of options. Just lend us some. Even a tiny piece will do." Lin Yi watched the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law coldly as they played off each other. "Go back. My house has no meat." "Lin Air." Fan Chunhua was trembling with rage. "You're not lending any, huh? Then tomorrow I'll go stand at the village entrance and curse about the dirty things you and your sister-in-law did." Lin Yi was a little puzzled. Didn't everyone already know? If my precious grandson starves to death, you, Lin Air, won't die well either. Your sister-in-law has the face of a husband killer. She killed her parents. She killed your elder brother. You won't live past 3 days either. Lin Yi's head buzzed. His mind went completely blank. Fan Chunhua was cursing with full force. But Lin Yi ignored everything, turned and ran back into the house, grabbed the kitchen knife, and rushed outside. "Where are they?" Eyes red with fury, Lin Yi shouted, "You 2 pieces of trash. Serves your bastard grandson, right, if he starves to death." Fan Chunhua and Chen Yujuan had already run far away. Those two wretched women knew their place the moment Lin Yi went back into the house. They grabbed each other's hands and ran home. When Lin Yi returned to the house, Yi Ruyun forced herself to stay calm, wiped away her tears, and leaned close with Yan Jihua. Sister-in-law, you're not taking that seriously, are you? Lin Yi asked tentatively. Yi Ruyun gently shook her head. My wife, some of the village shrews just can't stand seeing you well. Let's not be angry, Lin Yi said with a smile. Yi Ruyun gazed into Lin Yi's eyes, as if she had thought it through carefully, and said with a very serious and calm expression, aren't you really afraid? I never believed it in the first place. After all, Lin Yi had transmigrated from Blue Star, so he didn't believe in things like a husband-killing fate at all. But I'm afraid. Yi Ruyun's eyes were filled with confusion. Lin Yi let out a sigh. He didn't care what other people said. What he feared was that Yi Ruyun herself also believed she had a husband-killing fate. It seemed that Big Brother's death had already become a knot in her heart. Don't think too much. Get some proper sleep. Lin Yi didn't know how to comfort her. His sister-in-law was truly pitiful in a way that made one's heart ache. Sister Yan, let people say whatever they want. Yan Jihua patted Yi Ruyun's back and whispered, who cares? Maybe they'll starve to death one day. Lin Yi. The night was hazy, and the bright moonlight cast a silvery glow. Heaven and earth were utterly silent. Lin Yi heated up some water and got into the fur bedding first. Thanks to Fan Chunhua, the wonderful bathing session was cancelled. Lin Yi cursed Fan Chunhua 10,000 times in his heart. Then a strong wave of sleepiness hit him. Morning came, and the gentle sunlight lit up the stone house. Xiao Yi. In half an hour, gather at the village entrance. Out on the village road, Zhao Huaiguo loudly called out to Lin Yi. Got it, Uncle Zhao. Lin Yi opened his eyes and answered. Then Lin Yi lowered his head and noticed a damp patch on his chest. During the night, his sister-in-law had lain on his chest, crying for who knew how long. Sister-in-law. Lin Yi felt utterly helpless. Watching Yi Ruyun sleep was truly a kind of enjoyment. Her cool, fair skin, paired with that incomparably beautiful face, made every part of her precious. Is the group hunt happening? Yi Ruyun woke with a start. Lin Yi got up at once and explained, everyone's short on food right now, so the day for the group hunt will definitely be moved up. Sister-in-law, the women in other families all see their men off. You'll see me off too, right? Little brother-in-law, I'm not afraid of how others look at me, nor am I afraid of losing face. Yi Ruyun had thought all night and come to terms with many things. It's just what? Lin Yi's heart warmed. A few days ago, when I married your big brother, there happened to be a group hunt, and I was also full of joy, and went to the village entrance to see you all off, only to see you off into an avalanche. Yi Ruyun murmured. If I send you off too, sister-in-law won't go on living either. Remember, that was only an accident. Lin Yi got dressed. Little brother-in-law, I'll get up and make food for you. Yi Ruyun stopped overthinking. Lin Yi quickly kissed her on the face. Good sister-in-law, sleep a little longer. Although my big brother is gone, his spirit in heaven would surely want me to marry you too. Watching Lin Yi leave, Yi Ruyun fell into a dilemma. Seeing off husbands for the group hunt was a tradition in Bawo village for hundreds of years. The relationship between Lin Yi and her was extremely special. If she went to the village entrance, with a widow sister-in-law marrying her younger brother-in-law, it would be the same as acknowledging Lin Yi as her husband. Xiao Yi. Zhao Huaiguo hadn't gone far. Seeing Lin Yi carrying a hunting bow, with a hunting knife at his waist, he stopped where he was and called for him to come over. Lin Yi walked up to him. Uncle Zhao, is Xiao Shui okay? The fish soup we fed her while she was unconscious saved her last night. Zhao Huaiguo's eyes were full of gratitude. Thank you, Xiao Yi. I should be the one thanking you, Uncle Zhao. At least the Sun family didn't come make trouble for me this morning. Lin Yi knew Zhao Huaiguo had suppressed this matter. This time, the grudge between you and the Sun family has gotten pretty deep. Just now all the Sun brothers were there, and I almost couldn't hold them back. Zhao Huaiguo said, while I'm around, they still won't dare go too far. But what worries me is them plotting against you behind your back. In any case, during this hunt, you need to keep a close eye on the Sun brothers. Hearing this, a sharp glint flashed through Lin Yi's eyes. Uncle Zhao, there's one more thing. What is it? Last night I killed 4 bandits. Their bodies were right on this road, but when I came back, all 4 corpses were gone. What? Zhao Huaiguo looked horrified and stammered. Why you suspect someone in our village ate human flesh? Lin Yi's gaze flickered. It's not suspicion. Someone definitely ate them. Zhao Huaiguo took a deep breath. Do you have anyone in mind? He asked gravely. Fan Chunhua. Lin Yi told him about how Fan Chunhua and her daughter-in-law had borrowed meat yesterday. The fact that the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law borrowed meat doesn't prove anything. But considering the time the bodies disappeared, along with the timing of Fan Chunhua's appearance, it would be hard for that family to shake off suspicion. Keep this to yourself for now. After we return from the hunt, I'll mobilize the whole village. We must find those 4 bodies." As the village chief, Zhao Huiguo truly felt distressed. The two chatted as they walked. A huge crowd stood in a dense mass at the village entrance. Lin second, "You really survived a great disaster. Good fortune must be coming." Lin second, "Today let's go together and bring back one damn big black bear." I heard second brother even fought bandits. Quite a few pretty young wives from other families were stealing glances at Lin E, their eager looks impossible to hide. Lin E stepped into the group. Everyone usually hunted together and knew each other well. "Second brother, these days not many men can let their women eat meat. I heard you even got to enjoy meat last night and ate your fill." Heizi, about the same age as Lin E, said with a grin. "Who said that? Last night I drank soup made from grass roots and tree bark and barely got half full." Lin E looked a bit helpless. Fan Big Mouth did, saying your sister-in-law ate until she was stuffed. Heizi lowered his voice and asked, "Second brother, did you really cripple Sun Dabiao?" Lin E nodded. Heizi quietly gave him a thumbs up. Just then, several unfriendly gazes turned their way. At the entrance of Li Mimi's house, Sun Dabiao's 3 blood brothers, faces full of rage, looked ready to charge over. Seeing this, Lin E rolled up his sleeves and directly placed his hand on the hunting knife at his waist. "What are you doing?" Zhao Huiguo roared. "Whoever dares break the rules of the hunt, get out of the team right now." Village chief, "You're being unfair. Our brother was beaten, crippled by Lin second, and we're wrong for asking for an explanation." Sun Dalong shouted at the top of his lungs. Zhao Huiguo glared at him and said, "What explanation do you want?" Sun Dabiao, that bandit, dared to go to the Lin house yesterday and bully their sister-in-law. Tomorrow he'd dare bully the women of other hunter families too. Lin E did the people a service by getting rid of a menace. The village chief is right. Well said, village chief. Everyone started clapping and cheering. Seeing this, the 3 Sun brothers had no choice but to swallow their fury. If the village chief kicked them out of the hunting team, their families would all starve to death. "Everybody get ready and see who's still not here," Zhao Huiguo called out loudly. At this time, many hunters' wives began helping their men straighten their fur hats and reminding them to be careful in everything. "Brother Lin, why didn't your woman come see you off?" Beside him, Hunter Zhang's wife covered her mouth and laughed, joking in front of her man. "How about this? Today your sister-in-law will make a little sacrifice and see you off for once." Would Brother Zhang be willing? Lin E teased, while looking toward home. He still didn't see sister-in-law anywhere. Sister-in-law? Would she come? Bawo village had a total of more than 300 households. Of them, more than 200 were hunter families, and the number of people who normally took part in the group hunt was around 150. Whenever it was a hunting day, the turnout was always huge. A lineup like this was also the easiest way to catch large prey. For example, large wild cattle, followed by black bears, wild boars, mountain deer, roe deer, and so on. Prepare to set out. Zhao Huiguo counted the heads, 187. Quite a few more people than usual, which also made him feel pressure invisibly, since they had to bring down enough game. Second sister-in-law Lin. "Ho ho, she is here, she is here." Everyone present instantly focused their gaze on a girl at the village entrance. Although she was dressed in animal skins, compared with the other women, her bearing seemed especially different. "Xiaoyun, looks like from now on we'll have to call you second sister-in-law Lin." Some of the women also began to jeer playfully. "No wonder Lin Air is so lucky, put all of us women together and none of us is as pretty as her. Her skin is fair and clean, and all the flesh grew where it ought to grow. Look at that waist, my man is staring so hard his eyes have gone straight." A few days ago, second sister-in-law Lin was seeing off Linda, and now she can only see off Lin Air. Second sister-in-law Lin. Second sister-in-law Lin. Heizi raised his hand in welcome. Seeing this scene, Yi Ruyun felt somewhat embarrassed, and 2 peach-pink blushes appeared on her cheeks. She had thought everyone would make fun of her and treat her coldly, but she had never expected such enthusiasm. "I'm a yellow-faced old woman even since I was little. I never had skin like this." Sister-in-law Zhang planted a fierce kiss on her man's forehead and glared at him. "You dead man, you'd better hunt properly for me and bring back plenty of meat, hear me?" Everyone was captivated by Yi Ruyun. Hunter Zhang only came to his senses after getting smacked in the face and nodded with an awkward smile. Under everyone's gaze, Yi Ruyun stood in front of Lin E. "Give him a kiss. Give him a kiss." The people around kept egging them on. Yi Ruyun's face turned red as blood, bit her pearly teeth lightly, then cupped Lin E's face, her eyelashes trembling, and kissed him on the forehead. In a soft voice she said, "Promise me, okay? This time, you must come back safe." Lenny lowered his head to her ear and asked just as softly, "When I come back, will my wife have a reward for me tonight?" "Set out." Zhao Huaigui gave a broad wave of his hand and shouted. The hunting party began to move, heading toward North Mountain. This was a fixed hunting route usually. Once they reached North Mountain, they would surround the mountain and hunt for a while. And if they couldn't get much game, only then would they go farther north to the snowfield to search. "Second brother, I want to marry a wife as pretty as second sister-in-law too." Heizi hugged his bow and stayed close by Lin Yi's side. Not married yet, Lenny smiled. However, this matter had to be put on the agenda soon. Sister-in-law cared a lot about status, and for her to come see him off today, she had probably gathered a great deal of courage. "Heizi, you brat, your feathers haven't even grown in yet, and you're already thinking about marrying a wife." Hunter Zhang laughed heartily. "It's simple if you want to marry one. Back in past years it took several hundred to over 1,000 gene of lean meat to get a wife. But now you only need to bring out one chunk of beast meat, and I guarantee uncle can help you trade for one. I don't want one like any Zhang." Afraid of getting hit, Heizi jogged a few steps forward. "You brat, now you're getting picky?" Hunter Zhang laughed and scolded. At that moment, a young man ran over to relay a message. The village chief said to search a few mountains first, and if that really didn't work, then they'd go try their luck on the snowfield. See whether they can come across a herd of deer and foxes. That's a tough one, isn't it? Quite a few hunters started to hesitate. In the last 3 drives, everyone had gone to the snowfield, and they hadn't even seen a single hare. And the haul was truly miserable. Chatting and laughing, everyone had already reached North Mountain. The towering peaks were covered in snow. In the past, during hunts, Lin Yi had always worked together with his big brother, so they could look out for each other in danger. Now that his big brother was dead, Heizi had also become sensible and proactively stood by his side. "Second brother." Heizi glanced left and right, took a handful of pine nuts from the beast hide pocket and stuffed them into Lin Yi's hands. "Where did these come from, you brat?" Lin Yi looked at the slightly charred pine nuts and at Heizi. "I've dug up quite a few squirrel nests these past 2 days," Heizi said with a smile. "Second sister-in-law has a sharp eye. She can even go into town and help second brother bring back a little wife. Second brother, when you have time, have second sister-in-law find one for me too." "Get lost." Lin Yi tossed a pine nut into his mouth, pretending he hadn't heard. "Second brother." Heizi got anxious and said cautiously, "I've got another secret. If you agree, I'll tell you. Okay or not?" Okay. I'll have sister-in-law help you look." "Great." Heizi let out a breath of relief, then said, "Second brother, come a little closer." Lin Yi leaned in. Heizi quickly shared a secret. As he listened, Lin Yi's expression grew more and more grave. "Really there?" "Absolutely. That bear king was in a very remote place. I only happened to discover it when I was digging up a squirrel nest. If I tell the village chief this news, and we hunt the bear king, the share of meat I get will be enough for me to find 10 wives." Heizi said proudly. "Second brother, I'm loyal, right?" "Enough." Lin Yi's expression remained calm, but he was already making calculations in his mind. That bear king must weigh at least 900 gene. It appeared last year, but later dug a den and hibernated. Now that it's hungry, it's come out to find food. If we can hunt the bear king, the fate ring can level up. Attention, attention. A mountain deer is running west. A flock of red pine grouse. Damn it, only 3 were shot down. Old Second Lin, a hunter chasing the mountain deer, hurriedly shouted. As soon as the words fell, whoosh, Lin Yi raised his bow, and the arrow flew from the string, striking the target directly. The mountain deer struggled in the snowdrift for a few moments before Heizi lifted it up. "This mountain deer weighs 80 or 90 gene." Heizi called out to the team. The entire North Mountain was cleared of game by the hunting party. 3 pine grouse, 1 mountain deer, 5 squirrels, and a spotted cat. "Keep moving," Zhao Huaigui urged them on. All these catches put together only came to a little over 100 gene. It wasn't nearly enough to share. Detected medicinal herb, 100-year ginseng king. Lin Yi was startled, his gaze instantly locking onto the spot. He crouched down and used the ring to collect the ginseng. The entire morning, aside from hunting 1 mountain deer on North Mountain, the other peaks didn't even show a big animal. Some hunters had a few birds hanging from their necks, unable to stop a bitter smile. "I'm really fed up," hunters kept complaining. After working all morning, the things they debagged weren't even enough for their families to have 1 meal. "Next time anyone asks me to join a hunt, I'll have a bone to pick with them. The village chief has decided we're going to take a look at the snowfield. Go to hell, whoever wants to go can go. I'm out. The snow is deep and the roads are steep. If more than 100 of us go to the snowfield, we still have to make a detour around 2 more mountains. And it's several li away. By the time we get home it'll be dark. I'm not going." I want to go no matter what. Some hunters were exhausted and sat in the snowdrift unwilling to move. The game is getting fewer and fewer. It gets worse every time, we might as well call it quits early. Everyone was complaining. Zhao Huaiguo's face was livid. Even if the poor hunting in the drive was caused by a natural disaster, he still could not escape responsibility. Brothers, complain all you want, but we still have to hunt. Zhao Huaiguo shouted angrily. Don't forget, your women are still hoping you'll bring food back, and the children at home are still crying to be fed. If you don't work hard, the kids and women will starve to death. Village chief, the mountains are empty, there won't be any prey on the snowfield either. How would we know if we don't go? Zhao Huaiguo clenched his fists. Heizi and Lin Yi rejoined the group, and the two looked at each other. Detected a large prey suitable for upgrading the ring, bison. Lin Yi was inwardly shocked. Wasn't the detection range of this destiny ring 10 meters? Lin Yi was overjoyed, but outwardly remained calm. It seemed that as long as there was prey that met the ring's upgrade requirements, it would alert him. Uncle Zhao, Lin Yi said, there are more than 180 people here. It's really not suitable for everyone to go together. I'm willing to go to the snowfield alone. If I find anything, I'll send a signal to let everyone know. Zhao Huaiguo shot Lin Yi a fierce glare and frantically signaled to him with his eyes. Xiaoyi, are you crazy? Did you forget how Linda died? Zhao Huaiguo rebuked him darkly. Nonsense. It's too dangerous. I'd rather give up going to the snowfield than let you go alone. Village chief, since Lin Yi likes showing off so much, then let him go. Sun Dalong said coldly. Lin Yi smiled faintly and said calmly. Uncle Zhao, I'm willing to go take a look, but I can't go for nothing. If there really is prey on the snowfield, I want a double share of the meat. I'm worried, so I'll go with you. After a brief hesitation, Zhao Huaiguo made his decision. Me, Heizi, and the village chief, the three of us will go scout it out. If there is prey, we want a double share of the meat. Does anyone have any objections? If there's no prey, then we'll have made the trip for nothing. Lin Yi looked at everyone and asked. No problem, go ahead. People who contribute to the hunt were entitled to ask for more meat to begin with. Lin Lauer, the snowfield has already turned up empty several times. Why go through all that trouble? Everyone agreed one after another. Zhao Huaiguo took a torch and shouted, we'll use fire as the signal this time. If there's prey, everyone keep an eye on the snowy mountain, and if you see smoke, hurry over. Under everyone's watchful eyes, the three set off for the snowfield. Second brother, those lazybones are all waiting to laugh at us. Heizi said helplessly. In truth, he also didn't understand why Lin Yi still wanted to go to the snowfield. Xiaoyi, for the sake of the two women at home, you're really giving it everything you've got. Even Zhao Huaiguo was a little impressed. Lin Yi said seriously, Uncle Zhao, I think there will be prey on the snowfield this time. Basically impossible. Zhao Huaiguo shook his head. Lin Yi thought for a moment and made up a lie, saying, when we went to the snowfield last time, I saw some hoof prints, which means there are still bison going there to forage, and the soil beneath the snowfield is very soft. So roots are easier to get at. I think there's a chance we'll run into some this time. When Heizi heard bison, his eyes instantly lit up. Hopefully, Zhao Huaiguo said bitterly. The cold wind was biting, and the wind on the great snowy mountain seemed especially cold. The three knew the way well and moved quickly. Wanting to save time, Lin Yi deliberately headed in the direction of the target, and finally, on the other side of the snowy mountain. The three quietly looked out over the snowfield and could vaguely make out a dense layer of dark shapes. Heizi was so startled he was just about to shout, his dark face flushing bright, when Zhao Huaiguo instantly clapped a hand over his mouth. Zhao Huaiguo was trembling all over. What had they seen? Bison. A herd of full-grown bison. Zhao Huaiguo pulled a fire starter from his pocket and began lighting the torch. There are only 3 of them here, let alone a whole herd of wild yaks. They couldn't kill even a single one. Second brother, you're amazing. Heizi lowered his voice, utterly impressed by Lin Yi. Zhao Huaiguo held up the torch, and as soon as a wisp of blue smoke rose, the hunters in the distance instantly grew restless. There's prey. The hunters of Bawo village were all excited. Could it just be some rabbits? Sun Dalong hesitated. Rabbits, my ass. Village chief, Zhao wouldn't mobilize everyone just for a few rabbits. I reckon it's probably a herd of mountain deer, or maybe bears. Could it be wild yaks? More than 100 hunters, full of energy, rushed desperately toward the snowfield. Sure enough, everyone spotted the herd. My God, am I seeing things? Dozens of wild yaks? The last time we hunted wild yaks was 2 months ago. Same old rule. Cut off their escape route, bring down as many as we can, and try to get as much meat as possible. Some of the hunters began circling around to the rear of the yak herd. Suddenly, more than 50 wild yaks raised their heads from the snow, their bovine eyes fixed on the hunters who had run out to drive them. and the whole herd instantly turned and bolted off in high spirits. Lin Yi and the other two slid down from the edge of the snow mountain and also charged toward the herd. Thwip, thwip. Two large wild yaks were hit by arrows, running slower and slower across the snowfield, until they finally stopped in the snow and circled around the hunters. Whoosh, 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 a calf fell to the ground. This herd is too fierce. Old Yang nearly got kicked into the air. What a pity, what a pity. They only managed to trap 3, and another one had an arrow in its tail, but couldn't be kept. Several experienced hunters kept shooting follow-up arrows, and with a mournful cry, 2 bulls toppled sideways to the ground. No one got hurt, right? Zhao Huai stepped forward, clapping and cheering. That was really dangerous. It had to be the village chief. Otherwise, we wouldn't have gotten this much meat today. Everyone gathered around the 2 big bulls. The other calf, weighing a bit over 100 jin, was also dragged over by its tail. Zhao Huai said with a smile. Same old rule. Butcher the yaks while they're still warm, then hurry back and divide up the meat. Second brother, how much do you think these 2 big bulls weigh? Heizi thought about getting a double share of meat, and he felt absolutely delighted inside as he looked at Lin Yi and asked. About 1,400 jin each. Lin Yi nodded and said, many hands make light work. Soon, slabs of beef were wrapped up in animal hide blankets. Packing complete. Some people carried the beef back toward Bawo village. Others tied ropes to the hides, looped them over their shoulders, and dragged them toward Bawo village. Old Zhang, does that bull penis actually work or not? I notice every time the meat gets divided, your wife grabs onto it and won't let go. A hunter teased Hunter Zhang. Laughter immediately broke out all around them. Hunter Zhang's face flushed red all the way to his neck. He knew explaining was useless who told him he had such a foolishly fierce wife. I don't want mine today, Hunter Zhang shouted. Since we caught wild yaks this time, Lin Yi is the #1 contributor. Why not reward it to him? Lin Yi chuckled. I wouldn't dare fight sister-in-law for it. The last one who tried to snatch something from sister-in-law Zhang got grabbed right in the crotch on the spot. Everyone laughed louder and louder. Hunter Zhang wished he could dig a pit in the snow and bury himself in it. Uncle Zhao, since the hunt is over anyway, and the older brothers won't let me carry meat, I want to try my luck over by the pine forest and see if I can dig out a squirrel nest, Lin Yi said. Zhao Huai asked in surprise. You're not going back to divide the meat? With Uncle Zhao there, my share won't be any less. Linear, squirrel nests aren't easy to dig out. Last time I spent ages trying and ended up getting nothing. Since they had already gotten meat and the hunt was over, no one minded Lin Yi leaving the group. Second brother, I'm not going with you. My old lady is still waiting for me to get my share of the meat and go home to make soup. Heizi shook his head and said. Bawo village was already visible in the distance. Following the path, Lin Yi headed toward Widow River. There was a large Korean pine forest over there, and Heizi probably hadn't searched it before. Even if he had, with the Ring of Destiny, Lin Yi could still pick up some leftovers. He decided to try his luck first at Big Black Mountain by Widow River. Lin Yi looked at the sky. In about 3 more hours, it would be dark. In the pitch-black Korean pine forest, the ground was covered with broken ice. The pine forest here was dense, and snow rarely fell through. Lin Yi walked in. Food detected, wild walnuts. Haha. Stepping on the soft pine needles, Lin Yi walked over to a section of dead tree stump, dug away a clump of snow covering the entrance, reached in, and took all the wild walnuts from the tree hollow. 1 squirrel hole could yield over 10 jin. Lin Yi kept looking for the next one. Before he knew it, he had reached the other side of Big Black Mountain. Through the gaps in the trees, 2 wagon ruts on Black Mountain Road were clearly visible. That was what he saw made Lin Yi's heart jolt hard. Chapter 11. Master Lin, spare your little brother. Beside a rugged snowy cliff, a heavy, imposing carriage with gold leaf inlaid on its body stood quietly in the middle of the mountain road. But at this moment the carriage was covered with arrows, and people were gathered all around it. Those bastards from Black Mountain Stronghold were robbing another fat sheep again. Lin Yi grumbled inwardly. Of course, Lin Yi had only stumbled upon this by accident. He was living a good life with his sister-in-law and didn't want to stir up trouble for no reason, so he quietly took a few steps back, planning to keep searching for food. Damn it, you bunch of useless trash. The second boss of Black Mountain Stronghold roared. You only killed the coachman and the maid, but if Lord Jiao finds out you let the real target get away, he'll tear both your legs off. Second boss, that woman is injured. She can't have gone far. Right. This is our turf. Without a horse, there's only this one road leading to the county road. How hard could it be for us to find someone? If you know she can't have gone far, then why the hell aren't you out looking for her? The second boss was nearly driven mad with rage. His finger was practically poking his men's faces as he roared, "Before dark, I want to see the person alive, or the corpse dead. Even if you have to dig 3 feet into the ground, bring her before Lord Diao. Why aren't you searching the mountain already?" "Why, yes." The dark figures quickly sprang into action one after another. Lenny felt a little puzzled. He really could run into anything. But from what they were saying, the real target was a woman? About 5 minutes passed. Lenny started walking back. "Who's there?" 7 or 8 bandits raised their bows and spotted Lenny. Lenny frowned and turned around. "You're Hunter, Grandpa." "Hey kid, you're not very old, but you've sure got a big mouth. What village hunter are you?" asked a bandit with a scar on his face. "Bawo village." "No Zhao Huaigua? That's my Uncle Zhao." "Fine. Then let's say your Uncle Zhao is a big shot. I'm asking you, did you see a woman cross the mountain just now?" Normally, the Black Mountain bandits wouldn't provoke local hunters. They were all men, and some hunters in particular moved in groups. Not only were they hot-tempered, but they'd start fighting at the slightest disagreement. "Didn't see anyone," Lin Yi replied impatiently. "Search, keep searching." Watching the men go farther away, Lin Yi began calculating today's gains. The wild ox meat from the hunt probably came to about 2,900 jin, plus a mountain deer and various small game. So let's call it 3,000 jin. But there were too many hunters, 187 of them, so each person would probably get around 10 jin or so.